Hello and welcome to week 7. As we near the end of our semester, I wanted to review some important information with you. And I do hope that you had an excellent Thanksgiving as well. So, upcoming due dates. On Friday, our case study is due. And if you remember, I made the due date Friday this time so that you could have a few extra days to get your work done and I could have the weekend to do the grading. Also on Friday, however, your enrollment demographics are due, and that has to be entered into the assess system. Now, if you haven't done this before, it sounds a little daunting, but it's quite simple, and I'm going to be demonstrating that process for you. And on the 9th, our final in-class writing is available, and that will be open for you on Blackboard between 7 and 10 p.m. If you are unable to be online at that time, you need to let me know ahead of time so that we can make alternate arrangements for you. Questions? Concerns? I'll be online this Monday, December 2nd from 7 to 7:45 to answer any questions you may have. Remember, this online session is optional for those who have questions and concerns. If you're unable to be online at that time, you know that you can always reach me by email and you have my cell phone as well. So let's take a look at the assess system. The assess system asks you to include your demographics that was used in your case study. And just to clarify what this is all about, NOVA candidates are required to work with students from diverse backgrounds ranging from grades P through 12 at some point in their program. This information must be tracked into the NOVA system, and NOVA says that if you are already employed in a school, you are allowed to complete your field experiences in your own classrooms in your school as long as your school represents diverse populations and you have the opportunity to work with students from different grade levels. This statement is relevant throughout your NOVA program. In our case, you're going to be using the information from the student that you used for your case study. And you may say, but I don't know that demographic information for that student, but we're going to show you how to find that today. But before you do that, you need to log in to the assess system. So you have the website here, but you also have this website for assess in every one of your NOVA syllabi. So let me take a minute to get into that assess system. So you can see that I've logged on to the assess system and I've input my username, my email username, same one that I use for NOVA, as well as my password for getting into NOVA. And they give some examples here as well for students. There is also a short tutorial here, but I think it's geared more towards the professor than the student, but you're welcome to click on it if you wish. I'm going to log in as me and know that my screen's going to look a little different than yours because obviously we're looking at it from an instructor's point of view. I'm going to go down to the semester, the current semester, which is 2014-20, and you will see any courses that you are enrolled in this semester, and I'm going to click on our particular course. I won't be showing any information that's private at this point, so not to worry. What you see here is what is required in this course. We have one assessment, the Reading Comprehensive Case Study. Well, you don't have to worry about this other than completing it because this is what I complete for you. And it's basically the same rubric that I'll be grading your case study with that you have in Blackboard. But this area, the enrollment demographics, must be completed by you. So you're going to click on your name and you're going to have the opportunity to do that. So for now, I'm just going to click on anybody in the class um, and hope that that's okay with all of you. So I'm just going to click on Jessica. There is nothing completed, so that should not be a problem. Now when I go to complete Jessica's case study assignment, I'll be clicking here. And you can see that I'm going to be saying whether you've met, not met, or exceeded in each of the elements, plus putting a comment as well and selecting one overall category. Now this part you have to complete, and that is the demographics. So once you've completed it, this 0 will change to a 1, and that's what I'll be looking for. And I hope Elizabeth does not mind, but she's completed this. So you can see that 1 out of 1 has been completed. So let's go back over here. And if I click on this, what comes up? Certain information has already been completed for you. So that you don't worry about. Okay. And now you've got to type in all the information, the name of the school, the state, the county or district, the grade, the number of students enrolled in the school, the type of school it is, urban, suburban, or rural, and then a breakdown of race by ethnicity, a breakdown of gender, male and female, and a breakdown with the numbers of those who qualify for free lunch and reduced lunch. Now, obviously, this is not something you have at your fingertips, but it is something that you are able to find. So with that in mind, let me continue. So to locate this information, you're going to be using this link, the Global Locator. You're going to enter the information, and I'm going to give an example and show you how it's done. And then you're going to log into your Assess system, so you have these links, both of them in your PowerPoint again, and enter the information. So I've clicked on the link and I've logged on to the National Center for Education Statistics. I've chosen my state, Florida. I put the city, and in this instance it's Key Biscayne, and I've chosen Mast Academy. It is a public school, so I can choose that. And then I will search. And you can see Mast Academy comes up. So I'm going to click on it. And here I get some nice information. And sorry about my pop-up. You can see that I've got the district, the county, the locale, rural, fringe. So I'm going to put rural, and you can see it may not sound, sometimes we wouldn't think that that's rural, but that's how it's being classified. It is a magnet school, we're not asked that, but you have that information. You have how many teachers, the total number of students, the student-teacher ratio, your enrollment breakdown by ethnicity, which we need. And you can see, wait a minute, we don't have enough information here. So we're going to click on more information. And now we get everything that we need. We've got enrollment by grade, enrollment by race and ethnicity, enrollment by gender, number of free lunch eligible, number of reduced price lunch eligible. That's absolutely everything we need. Okay? Now, if I wanted to do another school, I could do the same thing. All right, and let's go back. I'll use Florida. Let's say Miami. Let's do Miami High. And let's search. Okay, so now I get a lot of different high schools in Miami. And if I were to choose Miami Palmetto or Miami Senior High, Remember, I get my first information here, and I've got enrollment by ethnicity, enrollment by grade. I do need some more information, so I'm going to click on more information. Now I get the breakdown by gender, free lunch, reduced price lunch, everything I need. You're going to take that information, you're going to transfer it into your key assessment system. You're going to click submit, and you will have met that portion of the requirement. So hopefully that makes that easy for you. So what it will look like by the time you're done is something like this, the one I completed from Mast Academy. Should you ever need additional information, I've given you 2 more links. The link to the Florida DOE site, and this will let you see school improvement plans. And you don't have to log in to read these. And you can also get additional information. There is a school improvement plan website that you can also visit. So that's something you might want to keep for the future. I hope that makes it a little more clear for you and that you are making good progress. And once again, don't forget, I am available to you should you need me. Good luck in completing the remainder of the assignments.